What is going on, guys? It's your boy Reed here for stuff. Why did I say your boy Reed? Today we are going over a team that I built, and it's the team we're going to be using in tomorrow's Pokemon competitive episode. I was going to record that today actually, but I was not feeling battling this late, so we're going to go over this. This is actually my second time recording it because for whatever reason it stopped recording the first time. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And by the way, this is my first time recording a video like this. Technically, it's my second because the first one failed. First time recording a video like this. So if you have any pointers on how I can make it better, how I can be more informative, feel free to let me know. So starting off, you can see it's a Moltres, Comfey, Metagross, Suicune, Regieleki, Rillaboom. You can tell where this is going. Moltres is our weakness policy user, procced by Comfey. Moltres is running Fiery Raft to hit both opponents in flinch, Air Slash for, air coverage, Snarl to weaken special attackers like Tapu Koko specifically, and Protect. And it has 4 HP investment, 4 defense, 252 special attack, 4 speed, and 4 defense, special defense, and 244 timid speed. So the reason I went with that stat is because it outspeeds Adamant, Max Investment, Landorus T, and that's important because most of the Landoruses I see run Assault Vest, so it's good to try to flinch them so that something like the Monkey or Metagross can deal with it. But this also allows for us to outspeed Dragapult in Tailwind, which is, I would say, important because Dragapult is, even though it's not like overly common in the meta, it's pretty strong Pokemon when it does show up, and it is kind of scary, even though we do have a type advantage. So next up, we have Comfey, who is running a max HP, max defense with a bold nature with 4 special attack investment, or 4 special defense, and it's running Draining Kicks, Floral, Healing, Taunt, and Helping Hand. Draining Kiss to proc Moltres' weakness policy, Floral Healing so we can possibly get more procs of Berserk. It's very rare that happens, but it's there. Taunt to try to deal with Trick Room. It's very rare that when I lead Moltres Comfey against like a Dusclops that I don't just go for Draining Kiss and max it right away. But the times I don't, I do Taunt. Taunt is to stop Trick Room basically, and Helping Hand just to like completely annihilate the thing on the other side of the field. It's running a Berry because a lot of the things that are going to kill it are Steel type, because Poison, besides Venusaur, is not super common. It's Venusaur and Nihilego, I should say. And I think Nidoking is getting a little bit more popular, but alas, Poison is not really that big a threat in my opinion. Up next we have Metagross. Metagross is Choice Banded, which is a kind of a risky, bold thing for me to do. And it's running Clear Body because that's like its best ability. Who the hell would run Light Metal? And it has Iron Head for its stab, Psycho Cut. I think it actually has then Headbutt instead of Psycho Cut on my actual build because I'm stupid. Rock Slide because Moltres and Metagross together are like flinch machines, and funnily enough, I don't think I've ever flinched with this combo, so that kind of sucks. And an Earthquake. Earthquake's kind of bad with Rillaboom on the team, but I like to put Metagross as a partner to Moltres, and Earthquake and Moltres kind of rip apart everything, so I'm glad I stuck with that, especially with the Choice Band. And the Metagross is running max HP, max attack, Adamant with 4 special defense investment. The special defense investment isn't really enough to help it against anything. Anything that's a hard hitter, I should say. But it helps it against neutral things, like if it got hit by a Suicune, for example. Speaking of which, Suicune. Our Suicune is a support-oriented Tailwind, Scald, Snarl, Icy Wind. It's basically there to help Moltres go as fast as possible so that Moltres can live hits and Snarl. It also can Snarl, which is going to just rip apart or like ruin special attackers, and it's running a citrus berry, 252 HP, 60 defense, 60 special attack with modest nature, 52 special defense, and 84 speed. So this thing is actually faster than you would think. I actually don't know what it outspeeds off the top of my head. Maybe that would be a good thing I can do in the future. I could have pages open with things that I could talk about. The citrus berry actually gets procced quite often because this thing is surprisingly bulky, especially if you get this thing with you snarl burn something. This thing's never gonna die. Its damage output is a little weak. I wish I could do more with its damage output, but we're kind of stuck where we are. And the one I have in game is not running inner focus actually, because I do not have enough of the Dynamax things to get the patch. So yeah, up next we have Regieleki. We're running the standard support set: Electro Web, Thunder with Bolt, Reflect Light Screen with Light Cray. This thing, oh man, so 28 speed is pretty common. I think that's enough to outspeed Pheromosa, which is the second fastest thing in the meta after Regieleki. It runs double screens so that it can get it up so that Moltres can live so many more hits, and it has max attack because with Thunderbolt and Transitor, this thing rips through everything it needs to rip through. And the HP investment is there because it's kind of pointless to invest in the defense stats, not gonna lie. And maxing out speed is kind of ridiculous as well. It's not really necessary. So HP was the next best option. This thing is surprisingly good at getting both its screens up and then taking something with it, I've noticed. People are more scared of the Moltres, and they are going to target that rather than Regieleki, so it gets its screens up. People should be more scared of the Regieleki. Regieleki also has speed control so that it can deal with, you know, things that are faster than Moltres, and let Moltres rip through. And our last and final is the Assault Vest, Rillaboom, G-Max of Grassy Surge, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Knockoff, and Superpower. I'm kinda weird about it not having high horsepower, but it does its job, I feel. I kind of wanted to also have a Wood Hammer, but I needed Superpower in my opinion, so it's running Superpower. And it has a 188 HP investment, 192 Adamant, 4 defense, 60 special defense, and 60 speed. I think Suicune is 1 in 16, Rillaboom is 1 in 13. I did that so that I always could tell turn order. You kind of look at it and you're like, I know when every Pokemon is going to go on your team. You know which one goes first, besides Comfy, because Comfy just goes first because it tries. It's still the third best. Yeah, whatever. So it's good to kind of do that. I don't know how many people that are actually watching this are super into Pokemon and competitive, but it's better to know, like, have your Pokemon at varying speed tiers so that you know which one's going first, so that way you can be like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I proc a weakness policy. It doesn't super matter on this team because we have Tri-Edge, but for other teams. And this Rillaboom, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed in it. It dies a lot. It gets one shot by Glass Tier, who would have guessed, right? I don't know, I'm just not super satisfied with it. And this team was made back in November, and back in November I was actually thinking about, I wanted Glass Tier instead of Rillaboom, but I didn't have a Trick Room setter and I didn't feel comfortable bringing that. But looking at it now, I could have just gutted the Suicune, Alecki, and Rillaboom core and done Dusclops and the Horse, and then put on something else like a Tapu Fini maybe, and I feel like that would have been maybe a superior core. I don't know. I can't really do anything about it now because I don't actually have enough candies to rebreed and train and all that stuff. So we are stuck with this team until I can get more of this. Maybe I will do a Pokemon getting stuff stream on Wednesday or Thursday to get stuff done. But until then, who knows? Anyway, this is the team. It's called Evil Bird, Angry Face, and you know what? I like it. It does surprisingly well. I almost got to Master Ball Last season. The only reason I didn't is because I waited until the 30th of the month to actually try to get to it. Or I waited until the 29th, and then on the 30th I was like, oh, okay, I can get the Master Ball, but then I went to Chloe's house and we had dinner together. So yeah, it's kind of my own fault, but you win some, you lose some. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any tips on how I can improve these videos, feel free to let me know. If you are interested in any more Pokemon content, I try to stream Pokemon at least once a week on Twitch. That'll probably be my Thursday stream, and I'm going to try to get daily Pokemon content out for a while. So let me know. And if you can think of any other Pokemon content you'd like to see, or any other games for that matter, I'm really open to suggestions. Please let me know. Anyway, thank you, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.